Hello everybody, this is Spirelli and we're here to try yet another game which immediately starts once you hit start the game. So we are looking at Thea the Awakening, another one of those humble bundle games that I randomly got and I want to figure out whether they're worth anything. Let's go. I hope this works.
And so it was said that if the pillars of the world shall fall, darkness will descend upon all that lives. From the Book of the Dark. Man did not heed this warning. The sacred cosmic tree burned to cinder. And so the darkness came, claiming all that was bright and living in Thea. When all hope was lost, after a century without light, the sun rose once more. Thea awakened from her dark slumber, and you along with her. But Thea is not the world that once was. The age of darkness weakens, but it is far from over. Life took its shy roots, yet death will not release its grip easily. While the sun keeps some of the evil in check during the fleeting days, at night, the creatures of darkness roam free and angry, unwilling to give up their dominion over the land. It is up to you to find a way to rebuild Thea, banish the darkness, and strengthen mankind.
Easy task, if you ask me. Nothing to it. Thea the Awakening, Return of the Giants. Yes. I want to start a new game. I haven't really played anything. I just checked what would look like once I started. So, we have Mukash, the Mother Earth. Life, birth, and nature are your domain. You're once the supreme goddess ruling alongside Perun, but now everything has changed. The darkness devoured your beloved Thea and tarnished all life. You kept a handful of chosen worshippers alive in the bosom of your power, but they are weakened, lost and scared. You must do all you can to restore balance and to keep your people alive. Warriors, gatherers, craftsmen. Godlike. Yeah, I want to start in godlike. I have no idea what I'm doing, but let's go godlike. Just go with normal. Gatherers, I suppose? Oh, you can customize difficulty. That's cool. Okay. So basically, this tells you what you can change, and it tells you how it changes the world. So, for example, the world size can change, and according to that, your difficulty level changes. And it tells you how. The bigger the world, the higher the amount of creature nests and ruins. So I don't have any idea of what this game looks like, so I'm just gonna go with normal. But this is really cool. Marina, the goddess of death and rebirth. Like the changing seasons, your domain is the wheel of time and progress. Although you feel that the darkness was just part of the wheel of fortune, now that the sun returned, it is time to take another step forward. You don't stand guard over your worshippers during the Age of Darkness, but the small rebel that did survive has impressed you enough to warrant your protection now. It's time you bring the next era, so you must guide these people toward greatness. I'm just gonna go with Mukash, cause looks cool as hell. And I hope that this time I'm finally in the correct corner. I opened up the game to check this time.
Thea is awakened. Welcome. No time to waste. You are a deity of the High Pantheon, and you must help your worshippers survive the darkness. So what now, you ask? You are divine, yes, but you have little power, and so you will know the world through your people's eyes. This means sometimes you will encounter your own divine messengers, and maybe even face your own avatars. Weird, I know. Your first mission is to survive. Every critter is trying to make sure you stay down. So get food and craft better equipment to protect yourselves. You will guide your people to victory, either by sheer survival and progress, or by solving the cosmic tree's mystery.
What's this? Who's talking to me? What do you mean, looking through people's eyes?
I am but a messenger. Theodore, you can call me, but let us focus on you. Thea is a broken land. The underworld is shut, and the undead roam the earth, and creatures of darkness that ruled for a century want you dead.
Me? What did I ever do to them? Okay, so I need to improve our village and people. How do I get started?
First, go and explore your village. Check the inventory to see your stocks and set people to gather food and fuel, like wood. Without food, people will starve. And without fuel, they will not craft or even heal, so these are really important.
Okay, gather food and fuel at the village. Anything else?
Yes, once you've visited your village, check out the people standing outside, the exploring party. Select your party and send them to me. I will wait for your people outside the village. I have marked your people's map with a big blue question mark so they will see where I am. Oh, and if you ever forget what your current task is, just check out your logbook.
Okay, alright, so check out my village and people first, then send them your way. Let's begin. Enter the minds and bodies of your worshippers and begin the adventure. Interesting. 1 experience point. Okay. Leader's tutorial. Let's learn basic of map navigation first. Press and hold FRUP or WASD. Scroll. Press on to select, then press and hold the right mouse button of a hex you want to go to. Okay. Is this where I want to go to? Oh, I probably only go here, right? There I'll go. Now I'll help you set up your village tasks.
You stumble across some ruins of an old city, engulfed in mist and mystery.
I love how it's just like, nah, maybe later. 4 options unavailable. Interesting. What is this icon? Possibly dangerous choice. Some choices may be more dangerous than others. Number of skulls from 1 to 5 represent a scale of danger. So it is just a little bit dangerous. Let's search.
You open one of the buildings, a strange-looking stone and metal-built affair, and you hear a clunking noise, then a blunt thud. Before you are able to do anything, you see a skeleton charging your way.
Okay, I want to fight, but I need to go into the settings because I feel like the music is overpowering the voices. At least that's what I feel like. Times. Fight. Okay. I just need to get to a point where I can get into the menu and then I'll fix it. Please stay with me. Okay, you started a challenge with 1 skeleton and 4 hulking rats. How do you want to resolve it? Auto-resolve or begin combat? Skill sees in this challenge: direct, offense, defense, tactical, first action, counter offense, supply ally, counter tactic, shield ally, confused. Let's just begin. Let's just do it manually for once. Before each challenge, your people's cards are split between offensive and tactical cards. Here you have the option to reshuffle if you don't like this draw. You will learn more about challenges and the mechanics once the challenge begins. I guess. I mean, these are cards that don't really, keep and play. Welcome to the card minigame. Please pay close attention to this tutorial as the mechanisms are fairly complex. Do you hear that, everybody? We're in for a treat. If you'd rather watch a tutorial video, you can find it in the game's help button left. Oh, interesting. If you're confident enough to play on your own, you may keep this tutorial window open for the reference or reopen it from the question mark. To win, you need to eliminate all your opponent's cards. Let's begin. Your deck is made up of your party members. The stats, damage types, and tactical skills come from the equipment and skills. Your deck is divided into 2 hands. Offensive hand on the left and tactical hand on the right. The starting players each in each round is randomly decided. You can begin with the preparation phase where you play your cards. The fight phase comes after all cards are played. This number shows how many cards you can play this turn, so it's 1. Okay. Each card is characterized by 2 very important values, attack and defense. Attack deals damage, lowering the defense of an attack card. When defense reaches 0, that card is eliminated. Characters may have different types of attack depending on the weapon in fight challenges or special skills in non-fight challenges. Some attacks may have additional effects such as poison or leech. Click the question mark to learn more. In fight challenges only, your wounds will be carried over from the challenge and can lead to death of the character. Offensive cards are for direct attack and are placed on the battlefield using your left mouse. Cards are added to the end of the queue. Some weapons and skills can modify an existing card's position. Tactical cards offer support. They can only be played using their skill. Support actions will affect the rightmost eligible card in the queue. Skill description contains more info. When both you and your opponent pass a turn without playing any cards, fight phase begins. The fight phase is resolved according to the card's key position from left to right, so the leftmost card attack first. Cards take the turn in the queue and attack the closest enemy on either side randomly. Once cards have no target on the battlefield, damage is dealt to the remaining cards. In hand and discard power. Interesting. The first fight phase does not conclude the challenge, the second fight phase follows. Both fight phases do not conclude the challenge, a new preparation phase begins. Let's watch the video. Okay. This leads me to a YouTube page which says video unavailable, and I don't know whether that is due to my location. It might be. But I guess we can't watch a video because it's not available to me. So we'll just figure it out. Ratsua, you wanna... wait. I can play one card, right? Okay. And then skip phase. You don't want to play any more cards. Skip this preparation phase. You can skip fight phase. But I can't play any more cards. What is this button? Once turn, okay. It's a hulking rat and a skeleton. Okay. No idea what I'm doing. How did he get bonus? What is happening? Thank you for including this. But why is there so many question marks on there? Sure. What is happening? First action, rightmost edit card in the queue whose level is equal or lower to first action is moved to the beginning of the queue. Allows characters to enter the battlefield, but by doing so it gets confused and loses attack. There's a lot of these. This card is a random card from your opponent's tactic cards. This card's level must be equal or less than the card. Oh no, increase the offense value of a rightmost card in the queue by support ally level. Sure. Oh, I can always play them. Those characters to enter. And discard that. You can also use them for their values now. It can only use them for their special abilities. Okay, so put them in first action. Does anybody know what's happening here? Fight phase. Okay, so I attack the first card. And then they attack. Okay. Fight phase 2. Okay, I've won.
You search
Wonderful!
the buildings and discover a supplies store still intact.
Okay. Heavy, stuck but seeped with the curse, so harvesting its powerful shield yourself is a wise move, or is totally crazy, who knows? I don't know. What do I do? What does clicking on it do? Hello? Stone boar hammer, crafted from stone. This hammer is not for the light-hearted nor the weak. If you can lift it, you're likely to do decent damage with this one. Sandstone, yellowish rock, composed mainly of sand-sized minerals or rock grain, suitable as a construction material. Exotic fruit. Fruit are tasty and additional to any diet. Finding edible varieties is not that easy though. Many fruit trees died because of the darkness. And steel. Very durable material, but difficult to obtain. Nowadays, steel is usually recovered from items made before the cataclysm. And Durman got a wound. Wounds show how much damage you have taken and lowers your health. Take the stuff and leave this place. Experience points, and what is this? Okay. If your people get wounded during a fight challenge, these wounds persist, and if serious, they may cause damage. Death. One wound is recovered each turn as long as the group has food. To improve healing, set up a camp to go back to the village and make sure you have food and fuel. Medics reduce the chance of death for wounded party members. Also, some events allow you to heal. Okay. Experience and research. There's a lot going on here, isn't there? This is probably where I should go for the tutorial though. Okay. Now I'll help you set up your village task. Click on here to select your village. Click again and select the magnifying class to open the village management. There's a lot to learn here. Top and gathering tasks panel. There's a lot going on here. A lot. You can see all resources that can be gathered. Food is marked with this icon. Okay. Drag and drop villages to start. You will gather wood. Once the task completed, you will receive the resource pack. The task will then be repeated automatically. Well, you're good at building, so can I craft anything? Gathering tools. I want to make gathering tools. So, how do I do this? Like, do I have things to? I can put them in. Oh, do I? Oh, primary material, 1 secondary material, 1 catalyst. So currently don't have the primary material. I can make clothes though. What do they do? Leather with some... What's this? What are you? Oh, it says down here. String. And a bit more string. Gives a leather shirt. It may not be easy to get out of, but it certainly looks cool. 20% minus crafting skill level. The base likelihood always 20, but it's reduced by 1% for each crafting skill level of the main craft. Okay, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't do this right now. Maybe I should just do what the tutorial tells me because it's confusing enough. And you can just help here. Okay. Remember you can click on the question mark to get some more help. Okay. Map controls. Radium. Oh god. Sure. Clicking on the time. What's it called? Sand clock. Ends the current turn. Turn 2. Supposed to do that? Okay, you have 5 steps left, so why don't you go here? Why don't you go here? And search.
You stumble across some ruins of an old city, engulfed in mist and mystery.
Search.
One of many buildings you tirelessly searched through contains a closed stash. It takes you almost an hour to open it, but luckily it's not empty.
Okay, just in case this is still not good, I set the music to like all the way down. It's like less than maybe at the 5th of the first, and the voiceover is at full, and this is the ratio that I'm getting. And I know that sometimes it sounds different in the actual video to what I hear here. I don't know exactly why, but I find it a bit bothersome. I have acquired, what is it? No, tell me what it is. Oh, right click, see properties. Tobio Club, equipment crafted item. Carving basic weapons of bones in age-old craft, especially popular now that bone litter leaves landscape like grass. Take your loot next to the ruins. There's a spider nest. Okay, your villagers need to eat. Each person uses 1 food item marked with food item per turn. Where does it say how many of those we have? Okay, but isn't there like... Is it this? This is how much they can carry? Food is needed to heal wounds. If villagers run out of food, they will starve and eventually die. That is what happens. Having good variety of food provides many bonuses. Fuel is needed in a village and in camps. 1 fuel item per turn is used. For that fuel, there will be no additional healing, and any task will take twice as long to complete. Okay. I have 3 steps left, so I could just go to the spider's nest. I mean, it's like level 1. I can do that. You approach the beast and you have time to decide your plan of action. Best way to slay a beast is eye-to-eye attack, or risk a frontal attack. When we have good hunters with us, go hunting. Actually retreat. Well, I think why risk a frontal attack when we can do the hunting thing? Sounds like fun. It's a giant spider. Let's go hunt the giant spider. You psych out the animal and prepare traps for the hunt. Get hunting. Okay. You've started a challenge with 2 times hunting, and I can always auto-resolve it or begin the combat. Let's try that again. You'll learn about challenges and the mechanical once the challenge begins. Okay. Sure. So I think the most important thing to understand is what are the special skills. Counter offense. Discard a random card from your opponent's offense card. He doesn't have one anymore. Discarded card's level must be equal or less than the counter offense. But he like literally doesn't have a card. I don't know. You. And my first action. Whose level equal or lower than first actions move to the beginning of the queue. Right? Can't do this. Oh, now I can. Okay, I moved him. Yeah. Card a random card from its card level must be equal or less, but it doesn't help at all. Yeah, there is no valid target for that skill, so those 2 cards are useless. Okay. Am I doing it? You have 1! They tracked down the prey and lead it right to the traps. Some of the pack could have gotten away, but you got your win. I got a sword. I missed this sword. Legend has it that human prince once fell in love with the Rosaka. She could not be his, but a sign of her love, she gave him an amethyst sword from the depths of the oceans. Good, take the loot and continue. I want to look at... Okay. I want to look at... I should be going here, right? This is what I should be doing. Do you have... No, you can't move anymore. What about this? Who's this? A child! Not too helpful right now, but one day it will grow up. The inventory allows you to move items between groups. Right-click to view an item in more detail. To quickly move item stacks, use Shift. If you move characters to the ground group, they will form a new expedition. Okay. Equipment. But how do I... What is this? Next group. Drawhead resources. Oh, okay. And then go to settlement. Open game log. Research. Research screen allows you to spend advancement points to unlock new resources, crafting, and construction recipes. An advancement point is given when enough research points are collected. Research points are gained by crafting, constructing, visiting ruins, and also in some events. So I have one, so I could do this. Ember. Or anything out here. Vicar, Spider Scylla. But I currently don't have any idea. Monster bone of what I need. Oh, that's gathering, and here's crafting. Staffs. Jewelry. Light armors. One-handed sword. One-handed axes. Bows! But I using bows, you will just be able to craft this item using the following recipe. Okay, let's not do any of that yet. Okay. I think I need to go there next. Oh! That's an enemy thread! There's another one.
A small group of travelers passes by your village. You exchange basic supplies and talk. Because of your kindness, they tell you of a herbalist living in a solitary hut out in the wilderness. They say she can cure any poison and even heal wounds, for a price of course. They give you a map to the herbalist's hut and depart on their journey.
Great, worth checking out if we're ever wounded or poisoned. Oh, we're right there. Is that her? Rat witch. 1 witch. Rats. 5 rats. 5 rats. So, but I think I want to go towards the tutorial and kill off the rats next to village. Let's see. Let's do a fight challenge. Sure. Still don't know when I should re-roll, so I'm just gonna go with it. You seem like a good starting character. Opponent's turn. Wait, let's get closer. Last character enter the battlefield, but by doing so it gets confused now. Counterattack this. Discard a random card. Sure. Do in there. Discard a random card from your opponent's offense card. Yeah, I can discard the last bet. Do this. I mean, these have stats, so I don't see why they are. I guess it depends on where they're drawn. So I have my deck, and then it's just divided between offense and tactical. same people, but shield adds shielding bonus to your rightmost card in the queue equal to the shield ally level. Yeah, and more than doubled his defense. Fight face. Oh, yeah, I was like, I don't need a fight face too, but yeah, I need to kill those. Deformed bats! Aha! Quite some meat. I don't know whether we should be eating bat meat. just saying, just like maybe it doesn't turn out so great. View my group. Oh, this is where I can view them. Okay, so I can give them better weapons. What do you have? Big training sword? How about no? Oh, can't do that during an event. So, equipment. There we go. How about you do this? And then I also have the club. And the two-handed. So I don't know how to tell what they usually use. This is just the weight. This is not very good. It's a bit confusing. Oh, I also have this. What is this? Lucky button. Oh, check and drop a piece of equipment onto a highlighted slot. You can use shift. Okay. Note that your villagers can only carry a limited weight depending on their strength attribute. Okay. Everyone knows finding a lonesome button brings luck, so why not craft your own luck? It's more armor. Sure. Do this here. You were the one with the shield, so I can give you the shield. What is this? Is it good damage? Oop. Oh, you also have a shield. Probably too heavy. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. I can also get rid of. Oh, it takes 2 steps to go there. So I'll just walk closer to the tutorial where I was supposed to go in the very beginning. You said half an hour into the game. You know me. New expedition. Equipment. Do I have any equipment that's good for them? They also have fighting equipment. Okay. I see you, Rat Witch. See you. Fuck.
Theodore welcomes you. Well, hello there. I see you're finding your feet and making first steps into the world. Well done.
So, what now?
Events, such as meeting me, will occur throughout your adventures.
I know this.
Sometimes they are random, sometimes predestined, and always varied. Events can occur when you're out exploring, but also globally, or within your village. So remember, leaving your settlement unattended may be dangerous.
Right. The events can occur at any time, both within the village and out in the world. Anything else?
Many events will ask you to bring stuff or do things in order to move to the next stage. I asked you before to gather food and fuel in your village. So you can gather resources in your village, but also by setting up a camp when you're out exploring. To set up camp, stand on an empty hex and choose the tent icon from the mini HUD.
Right, we can gather by setting up camps in the world. Got it.
Good. Now events can lead to conversations or just random disasters, but they can also lead to challenges. To show you what I mean, track down a pack of boars nearby, marked by a blue question mark, and bring me back their bones.
Okay, point me in the direction of those boars. Okay. Right, I can do that.
You find the boars Theodore told you about. There is only a couple, so it should not be too hard. However, instead of a straight fight, you can try to do a proper hunt. If you have the right skills, that is. Or better yet, you can go all native on these beasties and wrestle them to the ground. Not an easy option, that one.
Why would I want to go native on them? That's more difficult. Hunting. Let's go hunting.
Great. You have the right skill, in this case gathering, to enter into an alternate challenge. In non-fight challenges, the wounds you get during the challenge do not carry over after it finishes, meaning you have less of a risk of dying.
Okay, great. Go for the hunt. Begin. I should reshuffle because he doesn't have a skill, a tactical skill. Sure, you want to reshuffle, you can only do this once, yes. That didn't change anything, did it now? Well, then let's go. Okay. First action, get closer. Wait, get closer, can I? Oh! Oh, they get closer themselves. I see. I see, I'm slowly getting there. What's this humble bundle about games with a lot of rules that are not very clear from the get-go? Okay. Oh, look at him. He has 0 attack. Wait, I need to look at his stats. Wait, oh, he also has 0 attack. Why does he have 0 attack? What is happening? What did I do wrong? Okay. I definitely should have
You
checked.
stalked the boars like a pro and caught them unaware. Your loot may not be as plentiful as a straight fight, but you did not risk getting wounds, so your people will not have the danger of dying now.
Okay, so that's the difference between a hunt and a fight. You. It has an attack, so you can't hunt. Is that what it is? What did I get? Leather, bone, and meat. And then we have 1 step, so we can't get back. Okay. Burn 5. Hey there.
Theodore welcomes you.
Hey.
Well, hello there. I see you're finding your feet and making first steps into the world. Well done.
Okay, we have the bones.
Wonderful. Well done. And keep your resources. They may come in handy on a rainy day, you know. As you saw, you got both experience points and research points, on top of any material rewards. All of these will help you grow stronger.
I've acquired a lot of vegetables. Okay, so we gain experience and research by doing such tasks, and we get rewards. So, what now?
So, you've discovered that some events will let you solve a situation through more than combat. These non-combat challenges are often just as hard, but it means that fighting is not the only way. Remember, wounds from combat challenges can kill your people even after the fight, so choosing a different path is often safer. And having a medic in your party will help decrease the chances of dying as well. Anyway, Great job on the boars.
Thanks, but the challenge was still very confusing. Can you run down some basic rules?
Sure. Firstly, you can always ask me for my tips again. Reset the tutorial in the help menu. But just to give you some of the core tips, initiative is randomly rolled at the start of each challenge, so you have no control over this. Your party is split into 2 hands, tactical and offensive, and again, this is done randomly. Cards attack their closest enemy on either side, and the round begins from left to right of the table. There are various skills and weapon types that give you special tactical and offensive capabilities. These are only a few pointers, so check out the help manual for more detailed information.
Right, thanks. What now?
Practice makes perfect, you know. So now that the boars are done for, let's practice one more challenge type. Social encounters. I spotted a fellow demon called Hurlik, and I want you to convince him to give you some gold. When you have it, bring it back here.
Okay, go and talk to Hurlik and get him to give us some gold for you. Got it. Oh, he's over here. Well, start walking. What's this? Coal. I get a bit of like civ-like things in terms of like I feel like I should be building constructs in order to gather more resources than I can currently gather. But I honestly production and 6. I haven't really been told to manage supplies. If you want to restrict or allow usage of any specific food or fuel item, click on its icon. The more food varieties available to the group, the more bonuses they get. I haven't really been told to craft anything yet. I recently watched a really good video. I think it's a couple of years old, but what I like to do if I have the time is to watch, I think they're called the Game Maker's Toolkit. It's a channel and they talk about video game aspects, and I hope I'm not completely off. I watched a lot of their channels, their videos. It might be a different video that I'm talking about now, but what I was watching was like tutorials and how to do a tutorial, and that in some games it is rather simple because you can slowly introduce the different things to the player. You can slowly discover it and find it out. But in a lot of strategic games, there is so many interlocking factors that they all kind of are there from the get-go, and you're not really unlocking them that much. I mean, you're still unlocking some things, but it's all there from the get-go, and it's all a bit much. And this game really makes me think about that so much, just in terms of I constantly feel like there's so many things that I can theoretically already click on but that haven't even been mentioned, so should I just not click on them? Should I just go these very simple things? It's like there are these tutorial steps. There's like, oh yeah, go to Theodore for the tutorial, go to the boars, go, you know, there's all that. So I'm doing that, but everything else is also available, and I don't know how to feel about that, because I want to know what all of these things are. I want to know whether I'm like missing something. Abilities improved. Oh, your people's abilities have improved. Like this. Thank you. Okay, they got different stats, but I don't even know how to use them differently because I just know like, oh yeah, they're going to be shuffled in there. And what's this? There's an enemy spotted. So there's a lot of things, and there's all these things in this world. And I just feel like I am learning things. There is a tutorial that's guiding me. This is not like last week's game where it's just like, have fun, good luck, off you go, enjoy. Guess you'll figure it out eventually, maybe. But while I'm doing it, the game is happening around me. And that's what's throwing me off so much, I think. It's like, it's not that I'm just following the tutorials and doing this and the game is kind of in the standstill and then I unlock new stuff like step by step. I just like, oh, I'm doing this. I'm doing Theodore's tutorial, and while this happens, there's an enemy next to my base, and I don't know how to react. I don't know whether that needs. I think it also depends on the kind of player. I think I've mentioned before that I'm the kind of player who does not really like to go out of the game in order to look up any resources in order to play the game. So Civ is one of those games where you need to know like a lot of things that you kind of need to look up. So I didn't really get into that, or any kind of games. If you're playing any kind of RPGs and you want to complete you're kind of like going outside, or what is it? Oh, Path of Exile. I write that, and don't you dare try to just level your skill tree by yourself, because they're amazingly complex and gigantic, and you can't. You're just looking up a build and then you're doing the build. And while that has led me to play some really cool characters, I've played it like a bunch in co-op, it also always meant that I didn't really feel like I'm playing. I realized now that I'm in the middle of the game and it's doing some analysis, because I thought of the video. I'm gonna continue playing now. I don't have further steps, do I? No. Sorry. Maybe I should do that from time to time, like just make videos about my take on, I don't know, difficulty in gaming, because wow, this is a game where it's apparently done really cool, because you can't just say like, oh yeah, give me easy, normal, hard, or godlike. But you can actually go in and do it percentage based and change different aspects. So obviously you need to know this game in order to properly adjust it. But the option is there. You can, if you go in and you're like, oh, I really like this game, but the one thing that I like struggle so much with is this, and then you can just change that aspect. I'm sorry, I'm doing the video now that I said like I should be doing in the future. Let's go back to gameplay.
You find the Hurlik Theodore spoke of. He sits on a rock and stares at you with his large yellow eyes. What do you want? You looking for trouble? 'Cause I could get you some. He clenches his tiny fists at you.
Oh. I can try and intimidate him, or I can see what else I can do. No trouble, little fella, just want to talk.
Little? Who are you calling little, you overgrown pile of softy fish bags, you? The creature huffs and puffs at you, shaking its fists violently.
I lied, our apologies, sir. Little is a mark of honor in our village, you know, like we say, hi there, village elder, you're very little today.
Sir, don't you see that I am a woman? Ah, but a compliment, you say. Well, I suppose being little is way better than being big, so you're kind of clever to call each other little, even though you're clearly vertically challenged. So, what's your business here?
Well, we were told you have some gold and we really need it. A fella called Theodore said you may be able to help out. Social. And, I don't know whether you noticed, but I just saw when I clicked it that it turned down from the 2 skull would have taken to intimidate him to a 1 skull encounter. I assume that it can also go the other way, where if you first try and talk a bit, it will actually make it more challenging. Okay, let's begin. Let's reshuffle. Yeah, I guess. I just wanted to reshuffle because I had the 2 that had little attack value. You should go in first. This is starting to grow on me. Because I'm like slowly getting this, but like, holy. Get closer. Yeah, you should go in there. You're a good character to fight there. But you're confused, I understand that. Ooh. I want to support you. Defense value? No, I want to defense. Oh, it can only... When card with the opponent tactic. Oh, they have the exact same skills. Okay, so I'm going to support you. And gotta run from my opponent's tactic. You don't have any. I'm gonna support you. Can't I? Maybe next turn. There we go. Okay. Oh, we're actually talking. Oh, you're doing so much damage when you're talking. Okay. Fight phase 2. Okay. That was it. I guess with these...
All right. Theodore is clearly up to his old tricks. Sending you here for his gold. Here you go, and tell him to come himself next time.
I will. I should look at the sum of their attack value because it doesn't carry over. Like if there's more than needed, it just drops because they're only focusing on one enemy. So there is some kind of logic to when to place the characters. So far, I've only went with place the one with the highest defense first because they're potentially getting attacked more often. Okay, thanks. And then going back. I have one left over. Hey there, red lady.
An old dwarf passes by your village, stopping only for a drink and a chat if you're willing.
Ha! What? No, rob him blind. I really like these art. There's a lot about this game that I really love. I really enjoy it. I do feel like I should go somewhere and watch like a bit more of a tutorial to understand all the things. Basically, what are the things that I need to be most aware of? So far, this seems to be mainly about exploration, with the village being a supporting part. But then I feel like maybe that's not true. Maybe the village itself has some important, like, it's more than a support part, but I don't understand how to use it yet. Yeah, share drink, then kill him and take his stuff, or sure, have a drink with him. An old dwarf. You look cool. Chat if you're willing. I mean, I'm always willing. Other game ideas that I have is that I miss. I'm getting off track so much today because I'm just bursting with ideas. I want to play Baldur's Gate 3, the early access version again, but like as an evil character. Because I always default to the nice actions because I want to be a nice person. Sure, have a drink with him.
You share a drink and some stories. As thanks, the dwarf tells you of an old mine he knows. He marks the location on your map.
Thank you.
He marks a route for a mithril mine.
Good, we're checking out. Oh, but this is like nowhere. Where is this? Where am I? Wow. Oh, it's down here. Okay.
Theodore welcomes you. Well, hello there. I see you're finding your feet and making first steps into the world.
Yes.
Well done.
Right, we got the gold for you.
Oh, good, you got the gold. That wretched woman owes me, but I have no desire to speak to her. Anyway, it's a matter of principles rather than the gold itself, so just keep it. You may need it to craft better stuff, you know.
Thanks. So, what now?
In social challenges, as you saw, you will face your opponent, but different skill sets become relevant, such as speech, attractiveness, and will. So just remember, different challenges use different skills. And so your party composition can have a great impact on the way you explore the world. As you perhaps noticed, you got research points as well as XP. You need research points to discover new materials and recipes for crafting and new buildings for your village.
Right. So I get both experience and research knowledge by exploring and even killing stuff. Got it.
Now, you will notice that some equipment as well as buildings in your village require a lot of stuff, often things that are not easily gathered or commonly found. For such needs, I also recommend scouring the world map in search of old ruins, abandoned tunnels, ancient towers. You get the gist, right? It so happens that I know of an old dungeon that you can explore and loot. I have marked this place on your map.
Thanks. So rare materials are also found in the world through both events and places of interest. Is there anything more I can bring you?
Well, yes, I have a second task for you to do at any time you're ready. Craft me 10 cooked, baked, or roasted food. Any type. You may want to research some varieties as well to match your supplies. Also, leave these 10 crafted foods in the village until I show up. You don't have to rush with this one. Take your time and get to grips with managing your settlement. Remember to check the magical help button to read more. Yeah, I know, more about any mechanics.
Right, explore the dungeon and craft 10 cooked, baked, or roasted food. Till later then. I mean, oh, he's over there now. Is that the dungeon? Just want to go here. And here, not inventory, production, crafting, cooked meal. Primary meal. Drag and drop materials onto the workbench. Click confirm. This. And then bigas. A form of vegetable stew traditionally made of sauerkraut, but any bags does the job if needed. Yeah. If you didn't know where I'm from, you do know now. Did I just make one of that? Can I not make multiple? Is there nowhere where I can be like craft multiple? Well, I guess what is meat with meat and what? Curd and tried stubs of meat with decent best before date. Cool. I would really like to be able to craft more than one at once. I mean, you did say take your time with this. So how many did I even craft?
You stumble across some ruins of an old city, engulfed in mist and mystery.
Search.
You open one of the buildings, a strange-looking stone and metal-built affair, and you hear a clunking noise, then a blunt thud. Before you are able to do anything, you see a skeleton charging your way.
To arms. Yeah, looks good, I guess. Okay. He should go first. Do our first action, get closer. Got a random tactic card. Closer. And doesn't need a shield ally. He might. Hulking rat. Okay. Was that a special skill that just happened? Right, Miss Allied card. We'll get closer. Yeah, you're up in there. Oops, I can't. Okay. Black face. 7. And then... yeah, this could kill it by itself. But he can kill this one by itself. Ooh. Didn't see that he has 22. Yeah, I did not look at them that much yet. So I guess, did the person get a wound or did he die? I have 1.
You
But what
search
happened
the
to the person?
buildings and discover a supplies store still intact.
Oh, armor. Wounds. Take the stuff and leave this place. Equipment. Oh, you can't wear it. How much does it weigh? 200. Oh, you can wear it. Okay. It's this. Not really a better shield. It isn't really a better shield. Anyway, I will leave it at this. This was a really cool first look at the game. I really like it. I think getting into it seems a bit more difficult. Again, I'll link the video about tutorials and how it's done in different games and how, like, what the difficulties are for more strategic games, and the tutorials in the link below. I think one criticism that I have is like, holy, why is the title image for this a lady with gigantic boobs? Because I would have never gotten this game if it wasn't in the Humble Bundle. Just by looking at it, I was like, yeah, this is, you know, this will just cater to the male fantasy. I don't think this is meant for me. And I have played games that are, like, overtly stylized their women in weird ways. But look at the game itself, it's not really happening. I mean, if I wanna look at this, you know, it's just normal people, and it's cool, and they're varied, and also here as well, I think, just like, look at them, different fighter styles. And I know that dude is like ripped, but that's not the same as putting... I don't know whether you saw the image that this game has. Which actually is like a really good point. You know, this is like my main criticism that I have so far. So I've really enjoyed this. I would love to hear what you think about the game and whether I should be playing it more fully. I actually also have the second game in the series, which was also part of the bundle, which obviously we don't need to do a one-off off. But I can play this if you think that that's cool to watch, if you think that's cool to explore. I think it's really nice. Again, I will, if you want me to play this, I will be going in, watching some videos, learning how to play it so I can actually play it properly, seeing whether I've missed out on something, and then also like restarting the game just without the tutorial so I can like go up and explore from the get-go. I like the style of it, I like the gameplay so far, I've gotten a bit better at the cards. I think like what I dislike the most about watching external sources for understanding a game is that they often don't necessarily explain just the gameplay mechanisms, but they also explain strategies, and I want to figure out strategies myself. And so during the course of this game, it's like, oh yeah, oh I need to look at this, oh I need to look at that, oh I've stopped looking at this, and those kind of things I feel accomplished if I figure them out myself. If I look at them, if I'm like, oh yes, this is something I should be doing moving forward. And then if you've watched like a bit of Divinity or something, I figure something out and then I don't do it for the next 5 fights, figuring it out over and over again. But you know, in general, I'm learning, so I don't really like somebody telling me like, oh yeah, always play this character first and then this character, and always use this like ability because that's like the most powerful or whatever, so I don't like that. But I would go in, watch a video, and play some more if you want me to. I'm intrigued. It kind of fits like the whole fantasy exploration thing, and I'll stop rambling now and maybe just start recording another video of me rambling about something, because obviously I have a lot to get out today. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. It's great to have you around, and I'm really, really thankful for everybody who's watching this, for everybody who's subscribing to the channel, because it's crazy to me that people are actually doing it. And I love all of you. Thank you. And yeah, I'll see you soon with more.